The weirdest subcultures in the world. Bronies. When Hasbro reintroduced the My Little Pony brand in 2010, they saw an opportunity to bring the 1980s cult hit animated series to a new generation of young fans through toys, merchandise, and a new show. What the company didn't envision, though, was the burgeoning fan base of adult males who were evidently genuine in their interest in the show for its strong characters, cultural references, cross-generational appeal, and a Flash-based animation. Hasbro has since embraced this new audience by producing Brony-specific merchandise. Disney biker gangs. Amidst a sea of sensory-overloaded kids eagerly dragging around their weary parents, you might just see a group of vest-clad tough guys strolling down Main Street, USA at one of the Disney parks. While some may be inclined to pull their children close or walk the other way when approaching this rough-looking crew, other Disney guests need not worry. In fact, most of the Disney biker gangs, identifiable by their denim vests adorned with various patches and a Disneyfied name like Wonderlanders, SC, actually aim to preserve the sanctity of the parks and seek out and report those who exhibit behavior detrimental to the happiest place on Earth. Furries. With origins that date back as far as the 1980s, furries have long taken a very specific, intensified interest in fictional, generally animated animal characters with human physical and personal traits. This subculture has grown into an internet-driven phenomenon that has spawned numerous conventions throughout North America and Europe that invites like-minded fans to wear costumes, participate in workshops, and socialize with one another. There is a debate within the furry community about the role sexuality plays within the group, with some believing it to be essential and others preferring to keep the culture pure and innocent. Doomsday preppers. We have long heard the warnings about the effects of global warming and have seen countless apocalyptic movies that chronicle what the end of the world might look like. Doomsday preppers, however, take these warnings a little more seriously. There is a significant percentage of the population dedicated to stocking up on food, water, and weapons while constructing safe houses in anticipation of a destructive, civilization-ending event. These people, the subject of an ongoing reality series on the National Geographic Channel, seem crazy now, but perhaps they're ahead of the game. Elevator enthusiasts. Here's one subculture with its share of ups and downs. Indeed, the notion of riding an elevator is a rather benign, bland but necessary activity for most of us, but not all. Elevator enthusiasts seek out new elevator opportunities wherever possible, sharing their experiences online through YouTube videos and blogs. For these enthusiasts, the joy is in the details. These groups find fascination in things like the placement of floor buttons, the lighting, the doors, and where available, the views. Rubber dollars. For some men, cross-dressing just isn't quite enough. That's why there's a portion of the male population with a particular fetish for dressing up in rubber bodysuits that make them appear female, freakishly female, but female nonetheless. These anatomically correct rubber suits, known as femskins, are particularly popular with the LGBT community and are intended to make their wearers look like glamorous women. Unlike transgender people, rubber dollars don't feel that they are trapped in the wrong body, but are simply looking to have some saucy fun. Apotemnophiliacs. Becoming an apotemnophiliac may well cost you an arm and a leg. Literally. These oddballs are people with a compulsion and often a sexual urge to amputate their own functioning limbs only to have a doctor reattach them. Typically tied to a body integrity identity disorder, BIID, these people are unsatisfied with their own perfectly healthy limbs. While apotemnophilia is a psychological disorder, it has also become something of a communal subculture for people who either have non-traditional sexual preferences or those just looking for a sense of belonging. Tokyo Rockabillys. Somewhere deep in the heart of Tokyo's Yoyogi Park, you might find a group of leather jacket-clad greasers rocking out to Elvis Presley's blue suede shoes. No, Japan is not stuck in some 1950s time warp, but there is a large, renowned group of Tokyo natives who have found a fascination in American rockabilly culture, wearing sharp leather and sporting outrageous hairstyles while listening to 50s artists like Presley and Jerry Lee Lewis. These rockabillys have captured the spirit of the dawn of rock and roll. In fact, they are even joined by a female contingent in the mold of the Pink Ladies. Other kin. You know those days when you don't quite feel like yourself? For other kin, that's every day of their lives. These are people who feel that their physical human body is not a true representation of their actual mental and spiritual selves. Other kin are classified in a wide array of different categories based on their specifically perceived identity, including werekin, machinekin, and dragonkin. Across all subgroups, though, is a common connection amongst all other kin that they don't feel entirely human and better identify with another real or mythical form of being. Mexican pointed shoes. Associated more with court jesters in the Middle Ages, pointed-toe shoes have made something of a comeback in rural Mexico. A group of Mexican men have developed an appetite for these comically pointy pieces of footwear, which often bear a stylishly bold design. The tradition surrounding the shoes is steeped in a dance hall trend which saw villages converge for parties based around local tribal music. When certain dancers began wearing pointed footwear, an arms race quickly erupted, prompting villagers to seek increasingly outlandish shoes as a way to one-up their fellow villagers.